Good evening. Tonight on the NewRO, stepped up policing on OC Transpo, winning the dream of a lifetime from Chio, and kicking off cabin fever in the Ottawa Valley. Your news begins right now.
Live from the NewRO, this is Ottawa's News.
Tonight, a police crackdown on transit crime is already producing results. Officers have arrested 17 suspected of taking part in a swarming. And as Sandra Blakey tells us, the investigations are just beginning.
Talk to a driver who's been a victim, and you'll find out how serious the police really are.
It's a case that's about a month old, and they called me just the other day, so I know they're working on it full time and they're trying to get something done about it.
A month ago, he was behind the wheel, driving the 85.
They actually physically got in through the back door when it was locked, and so I said, I'm going to need to see some fare.
He pushed the issue, and most of the group bolted, but one troublemaker stayed behind.
You show me something or get off the bus. I don't have to do anything, you know it, and I don't. And he was swearing, he was really belligerent. I said, you have two choices. Pay me or pay the system, or I'm going to call security and you have to get off the bus. He said, I'm not doing anything. At that point, I opened the door and I held it for him. It closed again. We argued a bit. I opened it again. He got out of the seat. When he approached the door, he turned and faced me as he was getting off the bus, and he spit right in my face.
Police are now investigating, but it's one of many cases.
The latest incident happened about a week and a half ago when a young man waiting in a bus shelter in the West End was surrounded by 8 teenagers. When he couldn't produce cigarettes, the beating began. Police have now charged 7 people relating to that crime, but what's interesting to note is that a good many of them are well known to the police. In fact, of the charges laid today, amongst them robbery and intimidation, one fellow also faces 5 counts of failing to comply with previous conditions. Another fellow, 2 counts.
We're continuing to put plainclothes officers on buses to follow up on those individuals that have been charged, to gather information on them and to further breach them on the conditions if they're found on the buses.
Sandra Blakey, the NewRO, Ottawa.
And still with crime, a 1-2 punch for local drug dealers tonight. Police have just shut down a pair of pot-growing operations here in the capital. The first grow operation was seized in Canada, where police discovered 330 plants and over $50,000 in hydroponic equipment. There are no charges as of yet, and an arrest is pending. The second operation was uncovered in an apartment in this Bayswater Avenue high-rise. Ottawa police say over 50 plants were found in a unit on the 17th floor. One man was taken to hospital suffering from burns. No word yet on charges. Meanwhile, 2 teenagers are in police custody and a third is on the lam after a robbery at a Canadian Tire. It happened at the outlet on Heron Road on the night of January the 13th, and a store employee was allegedly involved. That 17-year-old male faces charges of robbery and conspiracy to commit robbery, and a 16-year-old male has been charged with conspiracy to commit robbery and wearing a disguise. The third suspect is a 15-year-old male. He's still at large, but a warrant has been issued for his arrest. Police have some more robberies to investigate tonight. They've arrested 3 people in connection with a pair of holdups on Wednesday. One was at a Tim Hortons on Merivale Road and another at a Max Convenience on Highgate. 26-year-old John Dool and 37-year-old Dave Connor of Ottawa each face 3 charges, including robbery. A 15-year-old alleged young offender from Hull has been charged with 2 counts of robbery and 1 of wearing a disguise. And from the courts today, a sentencing for the killer of Oldapo Agoro. Carl Balance will face life in prison with no possibility of parole for 10 years. In June 2002, Balance fatally stabbed the 19-year-old Agoro during a fight at a Rideau Street nightclub. Last September, he was found guilty of second-degree murder, and today, his family was in court to hear his punishment.
I think the verdict was fair, and so that he is going to be in there for 10 years. I know the time doesn't equate to the time our brother's lost, but at least we know he's going to hopefully use it to rehabilitate himself, and we'll be there at his parole hearing in 10 years.
I don't have my brother, you know? I just turned 14 on Monday, and I don't have my brother. But that's how it's going to have to be.
The judge listened to extensive victim impact statements from Agoro's friends and family before today's hearing. Balance's sentence reflects 12 years without parole, minus time already spent in jail. The fight against impaired driving is the focus of a special ceremony at tonight's 67s game. West Carleton Secondary School is being awarded for efforts to promote safety on the roads.
Well, we're thrilled to have the recognition from the Canadian Automobile Association for our efforts at improving road safety in and around West Carleton Secondary School, and we couldn't have done it without the support of all of the staff and administration at the school.
A lot of our kids drive to and from school and to and from their jobs, and it's very important to us that they do so safely and they arrive safely at home, at school, at work, and wherever it is they're going.
The MJ Quilty Award is handed out every year to high schools in the area for programs aimed at reducing deaths and injuries caused by automobile collisions. Also tonight, what may be the ultimate award for supporting the Children's Hospital. The NewRO's Tony Grace is standing by with more on the winners of this year's CHEO Dream of a Lifetime. Tony?
Well, James, a very excited family tonight. The Lalonde family from Limoges are the grand prize winners. They've won a brand new home, a new car, a trip to Mexico, and all kinds of other prizes. Altogether, $1.1 million worth of prizes. So understandably, tonight was a night to celebrate.
Hey, Joël et Julie, hooray!
The Lalonde family enjoys the bungalow they live in now. Not a bad home at all, but Joelle and Julie are now preparing to be able to host parties that are even bigger than this. Because this is the home they've won. It's almost 5,000 square feet.
Joel and Julie, welcome to your new home. You have many.
Needless to say, it's a little bigger than the bungalow.
It's like 5 times the size, maybe. It's very nice, all modern stuff, and we like it a lot. It's a dream come true.
Now, for most of us, a house like this is only that, just a dream. Even Joel and Julie say they're having a very hard time believing right now that all of this is their home.
I cry, I laugh, I shake. I was so happy about it.
Probably going to be a lot more interesting to come and visit them now, isn't it?
Oh my God, yeah. We'll be here with them, yeah. We're as excited as they are. But the house is gorgeous. I would take it for myself, no problem at all.
As nice as it is to win, this family isn't forgetting why they bought the ticket in the first place, raising money for new equipment and programs at CHEO. What did you think when you bought the ticket?
So even if we don't win, it's still for a good cause for CHEO. So the money's going to go to a good place.
Now, the Lalondes aren't exactly sure when they'll move into their new place, but when they do, you can be sure there will be an even bigger party than the one in Limoges tonight. Congratulations to them. James.
Congratulations indeed, Tony. Thank you very much. Now, that home sure looked cozy, and you'd want a cozy home with a big fireplace on a night like this. You just asked Sonia Singh about that because she's outside with the weather forecast. Sonia?
Oh, where's that fireplace, James? It is a cold one right now. It's currently minus 16. Winds are coming out of the northwest at 24 kilometers per hour. So it feels more like minus 26. There's light snow in the area, and the probability of precipitation is 20%. Now, overnight conditions, we've got a clearing trend as high pressure sinks to the south, bringing with it a clockwise rotation of a clear, stable, and cool air mass. Temperatures dropping down to double digits and strong northwesterly winds, keeping wind chills high, but a little bit milder than what we've seen pretty much all week. Now, tomorrow, a warm front moves into the region and an improvement in temperatures. Tomorrow's highs, well, we're talking about low teens, but winds will be strong in the morning. Afternoon, sun turns to clouds and snow moving in as an Alberta clipper starts to move across the region from west to east. Expect 5 to 10 centimeters by the overnight, and further south you go, you may even see 10 to 15 centimeters. This weekend, well, it's going to be pretty nice. We've got that warm front, temperature staying pretty stable, and wind chills not climbing too high, but by early next week, we're going to be starting to see that cold air mass come in right behind that clipper. So once again, wind chills are expected well into the 30s. James, enjoy the weekend if you can.
Oh, I will. Thank you very much, Sonia.
You're welcome.
You know, it's cold outside when a community kicks off its winter carnival with an indoor event. NewRO videographer Doug Hempstead is standing by live now to tell us about the first night of cabin fever. What's happening, Doug?
Well, James, almost 200 Petawawa residents put their brains to the test tonight for the annual Lions Club Trivia Challenge.
The average human's small intestine is longer than the regular distance from home plate to the pitcher's mound. True or false? You have 15
This
seconds
is
left.
so easy. It's sad. It's very, very sad. We have Pete and Repeat who are closet Einsteins, and There's no contest. We're going to win. We will win.
All right, Sandra, I'm told that you're the trivia master. You're the one that came up with these questions. Where did you get the ideas for the questions?
All over the place, but mostly the internet, other games that are already out right now, other trivia games.
Let's see how hard they are. Ask me a couple of questions here.
How long does it take the average person to fall asleep? 7 minutes, 17 minutes, or 27 minutes?
Well, we've got a half-an-hour newscast. So, what were the ones again?
7, 17, or 27?
17.
Wrong.
It's hard.
Hats off to the organizers tonight. They've done a great job, and everyone's going to have a good time. As you can see, people are really getting into the mood of things with the food and the party atmosphere. It looks as though cabin fever is here. It's 40 below outside, but it's really warm and friendly in here.
People get right into this event. Glasses of wine on the table. People bring their best china. There are candles out. I even saw some smoked salmon. There are almost 30 teams competing to win the trivia challenge, and all of the money raised will go right back into recreation projects here in Ottawa.
This year, all the profits are going to the library, the new library edition, $1.3 million, and everybody in town is helping out, and we're on the bandwagon.
Cabin fever runs until January 25th. Tomorrow's events include a Girl Guides breakfast, snowmobile drag races, a bowling tournament, chili cook-off, horse-drawn sleigh rides, the Cops and Kids Hockey Challenge, and at night, a campfire sing-along with the Petawawa 4th Scout Troop. For more on the slate of events, call 687-5678. Once again, 687-5678. James.
Thank you very much, Doug.
You're welcome.
Now to a feverish reception in California today as the Prince of Pop makes an appearance in court. That leads our look at Canada and the world. Not guilty. Those are the words that Michael Jackson uttered today as he answered charges of child molestation. The pop star waded through a sea of fans as he left the court after making his plea. Many of them were bussed in from as far away as Las Vegas to show their support during the arraignment. Some also handed out flyers inviting fans to a post-hearing party at Jackson's Neverland Ranch about 50 kilometers away. The pop star is due back in court on Friday, February the 13th. Jackson himself arrived at today's hearing 20 minutes late, prompting a scolding from the judge, who called it an insult to the court. Tonight, the three nations of NAFTA are pledging closer cooperation to halt the spread of mad cow disease. Today, agriculture ministers from Canada, the U.S., and Mexico gathered for their first ever talks in Washington, D.C. They agreed to standardize rules for beef production and talked about reopening North American borders to beef imports. Right now, the U.S. is restricting imports of Canadian beef, and Mexico and Canada are banning imports of the U.S. product. There wasn't any agreement on loosening those restrictions, which were put in place after the discovery of 2 infected cattle, both born in Alberta.
We can offer something in the Conservative Party that...
And tonight, another would-be contender for the leadership of the Conservative Party has decided not to run for the top job. Former Canadian Alliance MP Chuck Strahl announced today he was unable to raise enough money for a credible campaign. For now, that leaves a three-way race between former Alliance leader Stephen Harper, former Ontario Health Minister Tony Clement, and Magna CEO Belinda Stronach, who is expected to declare her candidacy next week.
Has avoidance camera, and next image, please.
Millions of kilometers away tonight, the Mars rover Spirit is flexing its robotic arm for the first time. Spirit unfolded its mechanical arm one day after rolling off its lander and onto the Martian surface, and it quickly used a camera on the arm's end to take its own picture. The device is also equipped with a microscopic imager, a rock scraping tool, and other instruments to examine the Martian soil. Spirit is on a 3-month mission to look for water on the red planet. In business news, finding jobs for graduates is a little easier tonight thanks to Career Focus. That's a new federal program aimed at helping young Canadians in the biotechnology field.
What it is essentially, it's a wage subsidy for small companies, biotechnology companies who wants to hire a new grad. So it gives an opportunity for new graduates to get a first job experience. So this helps also companies to acquire new talents. They come with lots of enthusiasm.
Career Focus will pay biotech employers 1/3 of a participant's salary for a minimum of 6 months. And you can find more information at www.bhrc.ca/careerfocus. That is the website of the Biotechnology Human Resource Council at bhrc.ca/careerfocus. And another major contract for Nortel Networks tonight. The telecom giant has just won an exclusive $70 million contract with Montreal-based wireless operator Microcell Solutions. The 2-year deal will make Nortel the exclusive supplier of global system mobile communications for Microcell. Well, we're going to communicate with Ken Reid right now because he's got a look ahead to sports. What do you have tonight, Ken?
Hey, James, on tap tonight, Corey Locke is hot to the tune of over 20 points in his last 9 games. He's looking to stay hot against the Peterborough Petes. Tonight, Eddie the Eagle and the Leafs not flying, and 14-year-old Michelle Wee making big men look like little boys on the PGA Tour. That's later. Right now, it's Sonia Singh time. Sonia.
Thanks, Ken. Coming up in entertainment, we take you to a one-day song seminar, and the flame is burning out for some idiots. After the break, the flaming idiots call it quits, but not before they make a pit stop in the capital. Of all the details when we return. Stay with us.
What keeps you going? Drive, determination, Vector. With protein, carbs, and over 20 vitamins and minerals. Vector. Fuel up.
I got this.
You got it last time.
What's the damage?
Do that to me one more time.
Sure you want to get it?
I got it. Do that to me one more time. Once is never enough with a man like Moon River.
If life were like that, you wouldn't need a Visa card for restaurants.
For clean, soft-feeling hair, try new Daily Defense. Our rich formula helps defend hair from drying out to give you clean, soft-feeling hair. New Daily Defense. Feeling is believing, guaranteed.
BioVigora, no matter what time of day or night, for her or for him. Some African tribes use the ingredient found in BioVigora as a seasoning for their food. 100% natural, BioVigora is a food supplement that suits as much her as him. Find complete details at www.oasisbiotech.com. BioVigora, available at all Jean Coutu and most natural food stores.
Fridays and Sundays, a double shot of homemade comedy. America's funniest home videos. Fridays at 8 and Sundays at 7 on the NewRO.
Well, you'll be pleased to know we brought Sonia Singh in from the cold tonight so she can bring you the latest in entertainment. She's standing by to do that, right, Sonia?
Thanks, James. There's a trio of idiots, flaming idiots that is, and now after 2 decades of bringing you funny tricks and treats, well, they're calling it quits.
Here we go. Stay still. Now, Chelsea, we made this agreement backstage before the show began that if in this routine one of us happens to drop a little girl, in this case that would be you, has to go over and kick that guy in the shins as hard as you possibly can. So give it all you got. We found you to be a tough girl. Kick him really good. Right there.
This show is very hard to describe. It has to be seen to be believed. You have everything from leaf blowing machines, bouncing balls up in the air, to they actually set themselves on fire. I mean, it is an amazing show. It's vaudeville in the truest sense.
Emily, what we're going to do is we're going to juggle around you. Does that scare you, Emily? No. Good answer. What about these juggling clubs, Emily? No, these don't scare you? That's why we don't use them.
The name, the Flaming Idiots. It sounded like something that'd be a lot of fun.
My name is Rainbow. Your name is...
Thank you.
The The Flaming Idiots will continue their final tour across Canada and the U.S. for the next few months. For dates and places, check out www.flamingidiots.com. That's flamingidiots.com. Learning has never been so much fun as the Songposium workshop comes to the nation's capital, a special seminar for songwriters from country to pop.
The Songwriters Association of Canada is presenting a Songposium 04, and what that is a day-long seminar for aspiring songwriters and accomplished songwriters about the art, craft, and business of songwriting.
My segment is going to be in the morning, and I'm going to be speaking about Hit Me With Your Best Shot, which is the song I wrote, and the creative process that was involved in writing the song, and then how it got to Pat Benatar and became, fortunately, a hit song.
And after lunch, I tell people about the music business, and so I sort of try and give them the reality of things and inspire people and follow the dollars through the business. And then after that, we do demo evaluations. We listen to people's stuff, and we try and give them some constructive criticisms and some praise, and hopefully people from Ottawa will want to come and have fun.
Songposium is being presented in 10 major cities across Canada from the west to the east. And if you'd like more details on their tour or individual profiles, you can check out www.songwriters.ca. That's songwriters.ca. The red-haired Conan O'Brien is bringing his nightly talk show antics to Toronto for his upcoming Canadian show in February, and now viewers can catch him right here. And if you won't be attending the show, don't worry. Chum local stations, including the newRO, will air Late Night with Conan O'Brien when it broadcasts from Toronto, February 10th to the 13th at 12:35 a.m. The show will